Night of the Living Dead is the scariest movie I have ever seen. From the start, it is unnerving with its disturbing imagery and realistic depictions of gore. In the middle, it is realistic. I think that the government would react this way if there was a zombie outbreak. At the end, it is very depressing. Overall, Night of the Living Dead was not just unnerving, unsettling, and disturbing. It was downright horrifying. And if you're not scared by it, you're already dead.
Was that good? Did I do it right? Was that the right intro? No, stupid idiot. It was this one. Why are you so dumb, idiot? Oh, I'm sorry. You're such an idiot, and you smell too. Take a shower, dummy head.
Hi everybody, this is the Goofy intro where we act all silly and goofy. Whoa, 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 awooga! I'm gonna do a backflip. Whee!
Alright, but let's talk about The Living Dead. Night of the Living Dead and its many sequels are directed by George Romero. And behind Steven Spielberg, this guy is my favorite director. He and a small cast made this movie with roughly $100,000, which is not a lot. They did what they could with that budget, and this is one of the only movies that I would rate a 10 out of 10. So, let's get to the review.
It starts out with two siblings going to put a wreath on their father's grave. After they start to prepare to leave, the brother, Johnny, sees our first zombie of the movie staggering across the graveyard. But of course the characters don't know that they're the living dead, so Johnny starts to tease his sister, Barbara, in one of the most iconic horror movie scenes since the Psycho shower scene.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
And it turns out that he's right. When the undead dude smashes his head against the gravestone, killing him, I guess?
I don't know. It's not really clear if he died or not.
Barbara starts the car and the graveyard zombie uses a brick to smash open the window. That's pretty unusual in a zombie movie. Most zombies would just stand there slapping the window. She drives away but immediately rams the car into a tree and continues on foot as the stock chase music goes freaking crazy in the background. After some running, she makes it to a farmhouse and finds out that they don't like to pay their phone bill. Also, they are very dead. But then comes out Ben, who is ready to be the new main character of the movie.
That makes sense, because Barbara is scared into utter shock and uselessness for the entire movie.
After seeing some zombies, he runs outside and kills two zombies with a tire iron. He also kills another zombie who is acted by co-writer John Russo.
Yeah, most of the zombies and actors were probably behind the camera at one point, for budget reasons. Take the actor for Johnny, Russell Strainer, for an example. He produced Night of the Living Dead, and he also wrote the spin-off Return of the Living Dead, which I think is a pretty cool little fact. Ben lights the zombie corpses on fire as it seems to scare the zombies away. Then Ben and Barb board up the place until it gets the Ben seal of approval and they sit down. Then Barb gets so freaked out that she tries to run outside in search of Johnny, but Ben stops her and slaps her straight in the face, knocking her out cold and banishing her to the couch. Ben then turns on the radio, which suspects that the undead flesh eaters are just a bunch of mindless assassins, which I don't know why, but I find that pretty freaking funny. After lighting a sofa on fire and scaring away some zombies, Ben grabs a gun and some ammo, then tells Barb that they should be safe. At least, for a while. Ben goes and pulls away the farm owner's corpse while Barb listens to the radio and finds out that the zombies are eating the flesh of their victims. This scene is so terrifying because you can genuinely hear the concern in the newscaster's voice. This movie basically invented zombies, so no one knows what the frick is going on. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. You come around, yeah.
Then something bursts out of the basement. Is it a zombie? No, it's just Harry and Tom who have been in the cellar the whole time. This makes Ben kind of mad that they didn't help. But they have a bigger problem, and that is that they can't decide if the cellar or upstairs is safer. In the cellar, there is only one place that they would have to board up, but there is nowhere to run if one of the living dead got in.
It's a dilemma where I have a hard time deciding which one would work. I think I would go with Ben, though.
Then one of the zombies breaks through one of the windows and starts to attack Ben and Tom. Tom manages to cut off its fingers, and Ben shoots it to nearly death and then puts it down with a headshot.
He's been playing some COD Zombies.
We then cut outside and see a horde of zombies all outside the house. Just a bunch of flesh eaters all walking around.
This is another scene that shook me. Just the sheer amount of them. Blech, it gives me chills.
We're then introduced to the final bit of the cast. Tom's girlfriend, Judy, who decides to stay upstairs with Tom, then Helen, Harry's wife, and Karen, their daughter, who is injured and also plays the farmer's corpse. They all decide to stay down in the cellar where there's no windows. We stay down in the cellar for a little bit with Helen and Harry. They chat for a while, and I personally love their chemistry. It feels so realistic. Helen doesn't really agree with Harry, but she wants to stick with him because she loves him.
Which makes sense, because both of the actors are actually married in real life, and Karen is their real daughter as well.
When Helen hears that there's a TV upstairs, they decide to go up and let Judy keep an eye on Karen for a while. We see that Barb has truly gone crazy and is very interested in a handkerchief now.
Romero actually doesn't like how Barb's character came out. He says he fell into the damsel in distress trope, which I agree that the movie would have been more fun if Barbara actually did stuff.
Barbara is freaked out by Helen's presence when Tom and Harry go to help Ben with the TV, but Helen confronts her almost like a mother. It's a sweet scene and I really like it. Harry tries to boss around Barb when Ben and Tom come back with the TV set, but ends up getting yelled at by Ben, and that shuts him up. A newscaster decides to make the title of the movie a reality when they find out, this is the living dead, yo! They then find out that there are a bunch of areas that have been made into shelters for survivors. They also have a truck and a gas pump, so they should be able to get to one of the shelters. Well, if they can get to the gas pump, that is.
We find out that the living dead was caused by a satellite that was sent to Venus with high levels of radiation. Then it crashed down to Earth, and that's what caused the living dead. Not gonna lie, for a movie this awesome, that's kinda lame.
They find out that there's a place very close to them where they could go to. Harry is skeptical at first, but after seeing the news talking about how people have to seek medical attention immediately for those who have been injured, he changes his mind quickly, wanting to save Karen. Helen comes back down to the cellar to take Judy's place. The news report continues, telling a story of a dead man who lost his arms and legs, but was still moving.
We also find out that you should burn anyone who dies, because it's only a matter of time that they come back alive and eat your flesh, dog!
When Judy comes back upstairs, she is ordered by Ben to get some sheets, and Tom is told to get some bottles so that they can make Molotov cocktails, then make fires to scare away the zombies. After that, they are ready to go to the pump. After Barb is banished to the basement and Harry throws the cocktails out the window, Ben and Tom venture out with a torch, with Judy joining them at the last second.
Well, this is a horror movie. I guess people have to do dumb things.
They make it to the gas pump, but run into a few problems when the key won't work. Ben has to shoot the lock open, but Tom ends up pouring gasoline on the car by accident. The torch sets the car aflame, and Tom and Judy drive away, leaving Ben at the pump. When it's time to get out of the car, Judy's jacket gets caught. Tom tries to help her, but the car blows up, being set aflame. This kills both Judy and Tom, and then there were 5. When Ben makes it to the door, Harry refuses to let him in, like a butthole he is. But Ben ends up breaking down the door with his bare hands, like a cool dude, and punches him in the face.
He had it coming.
We then get a very disturbing shot of the zombies taking out Tom and Judy's charred remains and eating their limbs and organs. This is another scene that's really unsettling.
Especially when you realize the zombies are literally eating raw organs from the local butcher shop. My God!
When Ben finds out that Barbara has a car, he gets all excited. Barbara says that Johnny has the keys, but Ben keeps pressing until he spots even more zombies outside. The place is crawling with them. But there's no time to worry about that because the 3 a.m. broadcast starts, and he says that they're sending out rescue crews to kill as many ghouls as possible. They also mention that a nice headshot will take down the zombies. After that interview, we get one of my favorite lines behind Clever Girl from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
Then the power goes down in a scene that scared the crap out of me the first time.
The power lines are down.
The flesh eaters start to break down the door with clubs and the windows with bricks. Harry refuses to help and even takes the gun. Harry banishes Helen to the cellar and aims the gun right at Ben. Ben wrestles the gun out of Harry's hand and shoots him in the chest, right in front of his wife. Ben ain't playing around. Harry stumbles into the cellar and dies right when he gets to the side of Karen's bed. Helen runs back into the cellar only to find that Karen is now a zombie and has eaten her dad. Helen stumbles back in a truly unforgettable scene, and then Karen stabs her mother in the chest 14 times.
It is a totally brutal kill, and I am all for it. Barb tries to protect the door with Ben, but they came to get you, Barbara.
There stands a zombified version of Johnny. Barbara is shocked. So shocked, in fact, that she allows Johnny to pull her off screen and eat her alive. Ben retreats into the cellar after fighting off Karen. It's kind of ironic that the cellar saves him, even though he's been arguing against it this entire movie. When Ben is down in the cellar, the music cuts off in a scene that I think is purely disturbing. It just cuts back and forth from Harry and Helen's corpse. It's completely silent besides the soft hum of static in the background. Ben shoots the reanimated corpses of Harry and Helen and then hunkers down in the basement until dawn. We jump cut forward and a hunting team has arrived. They have helicopters, dogs, guns, everything a man needs to hunt zombies. We then get this truly tragic ending. Ben hears the commotion of the group shooting zombies and comes up. I mean, who has ever heard of gun-shooting zombies? But when he does, he gets mistook for a zombie and shot in between the eyes. It's a truly depressing ending. He made it this far only to die at the hands of other people. Terrible. The final scenes of the movie are still images of Ben being dragged away with hooks while the credits roll in the background, as well as a fiery ending.
So that's my review for Night of the Living Dead. I really like this movie, and it will always hold a special place in my heart. I know there are a bunch of sequels, but I don't think I'll be reviewing them anytime soon. Counting all the spin-offs, re-edits, sequels, and unauthorized sequels, I get like 2 months of content at least. And I don't just want to be doing zombies all the time. So until then, you can watch the Jurassic Park review that we'll be releasing next week. Bye-bye.
Hey there, if you made it to the end, that means you probably like to listen to me talk. So listen to me talk some more. So this thing, it was like really hard to edit. So I might not get a video out next week. It might be a video every 2 weeks or something like that. I think I am going to do kill counts. So that's probably going to be the next video instead of a review form video. And yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe because I'm going to have a bunch more videos just like this one on my channel. And goodbye.